Yeah, I had to light the fire, get the kerosene heater going, and finally, where I do all my legal shit, I sit in this chair and have that one pointed right at me. Gotta get this place warmed up, but right now I'm just going to do the lawyer thing for a while. Finally got a woman up in here to actually move without having to wear a hoodie, so that's good. Had a great week training every day, did fasted cardio, which is me on an elliptical doing sprints and then backing off, doing sprints, backing off, doing sprints. Normally I have the resistance set at about probably, I think it can go up to 18. And I set it on 10 to 15, depending upon how high I want my heart rate to get. If I want my heart rate to go through the roof, I put it on 15, and that's pretty freaking hard. And I usually keep the RPMs at around 55 to 60, which is basically running for me. And it's an elliptical stepper. It's not a true elliptical. So it's more of a stepper than it is a traditional. Those sessions last anywhere from 40 to 60 minutes. That's what I do right immediately upon rising, and then get my day started. And then normally I lift as work allows in the afternoons or the evenings, and I basically alternate between upper body and lower body. I used to do total body, but can't handle that kind of training anymore because my joints it kills my joints. So like one upper body focus will be like a vertical press, and then train arms and forearms, and then then lower body, which is squats and pulls, and then I alternate. The next one will be a horizontal press with arms and forearms, and I alternate between incline and flat bench. I actually did 100 kgs for a set of 8 this past week, which is the heaviest I've gone in a long time. But on the days that I do the horizontal presses, I also do pull-ups and rows and some form of single arm row. I'm still crazy strong on pulling. I can still do 20 body weight pull-ups easily. Now notice that's to the nose. I can genuinely do chest to bar, but I don't really keep track of those reps. But I can bang out 20 easy, no problem, just my nose or first chin, not second chin. And the rows I can freaking still do. Shit, I bet you I don't work up any heavier than like 140 or 150 kg, but I normally try to do 20 rep sets, and I do like the first 3 or 4 overhanded and then the next 3 or 4 underhanded. But again, I can pull anything. It's just my lot. But my strength is nowhere near what it once was, particularly with horizontal pressing and overhead pressing, but I can still pull real well. But that's the lot in life, and I still like to squat, still like to pull deadlift, but I'd have to be very metered with my deadlifts. I like to keep the weights under 200 kg. I may do 10 to 15 reps with it, but such is life. But yeah, it's fun. Body weight is 243 as of Wednesday, but it's crept up a little bit since then because I'm refeeding, because I feel a little depleted. And so I like to add a little bit more carbs. And the kind of carbs that I like to add are either in the form of, I'm not gonna lie, I love bread. Bread's my it kills me, but I love it. And I've been adding a little bit more sauerkraut and kimchi and artichokes. That's what's again, I like to start my sessions with single, then go to standing, and then go to underhand. There's a reason for that progression. Single gets me warmed up, plus it's still what I'm competitive at. Standing block, because I'm working on so many technical things, particularly my downswing. And I had an epiphany this past week. I realized that this gut was in the way of my backswing. My backswing was short, and that may have contributed to the lack of height with my downswing. And so it's all synergistic. And then underhand last, because frankly, I still cut those pretty well, at least on softwood. Hardwood, not so much, but softwood, yeah. If anything, if I can line the scarfs up better, line the hits up better, and not do any double cutting with the corners of the axe, I should be able to lessen my hits in hardwood. That's kind of what my goal is at this stage. Wouldn't it be funny if I actually started cutting hardwood underhands better And as an old man, compared to when I was in my physical prime, it could happen. Absolutely shocked how straight that was. Jason Wynyard, in my opinion, was probably the best single buck sawyer I've ever seen. Anyway, so he was able to saw with the saw back and forth, backstroke, forward stroke, with zero bend, and it was truly magnificent to watch. And I just saw that pretty damn close in my last cut. It only took me freaking 40 years of doing this shit. Shitty one after a good one. It's the way it happens. It's part of the reason why you train, to keep things moving. God, I'm sick of this shit turning my mouth blue. I switched to pills. I've got 6 more doses of that crap. It works, but it's just, I don't like this blue stuff. It lasts for a couple hours. Does it work? Yes, you can feel it. But I found a pill that works just as good. You don't have to use a troche. It's still bioavailable once it gets into your belly if you find a reputable source of the pills. Fundamental difference between flying starts, which is starting off the top, and starting with the starting cut. Flying starts, you need to be started at a steeper angle. So I'm trying to saw a little steeper than normal. I can't do a starting cut on this doughy ass log because it just wouldn't be safe. But I think it's just not my style. I need to stay low, get it in and go. It'll compromise some time, but so be it. I'm just trying a little too hard, but I'm gonna do one more, and that'll do me for a single for the day. Here is a log that formerly identified as poplar. I'm pretty sure it's awesome right here. I'm pretty sure it's not awesome right here. So I'm going to use one of my better trainers. Handle might be suspect. So I may just say, nah, and I'll grab the one I know has got a good handle. But slowly figuring it out. Surprisingly, doesn't cut as left-handed as I feared. So, keep on trying. That reference into saying that a handle is left-handed basically means it's hanging off to the left of the handle. I know I'm left-handed, but that's just a axeman reference if a handle is right-handed or left-handed. Normally you can choke up on the handle a little bit and compensate for that handedness, or the which way the handle's leaning, as long as it's centered at least on the top half of the handle itself. So anyway, last one, it's about a 10.5 inch log, and I'm using one of my hardwood trainers. I'm going to flop it over and see if I can get some more extension on the hits. I'm going to actually lay on these ones, see what happens.